recording?
I'm pretty sure we are. This is Meet the Ocean Kids Talk.
Welcome to Meet the Ocean, Classroom Chronicles, a series where we let the kids do the talking. Mostly. I am your host, Paul North, polar expedition diver and friend to invertebrates, and I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but we all share something. It's called planet Earth, and hopefully that's not news to anyone listening. Because upon this planet, there is salt water. A whole lot of it, actually, and it's been swirling with life a lot longer than the terrestrial portions of the planet. That's the land part. The dirt part, you know, where stuff grows and you eat it. It's very convenient, actually. Speaking of terrestrial, Meet the Ocean would like to give credit to the teacher who made this episode possible. Anyone who is paying attention knows that teachers have one of the hardest jobs around. And that was before a pandemic struck. Stacy Snyder is an Iowa educator who was certified by National Geographic and awarded the Grosvenor Teacher Fellowship. This meant that she was able to travel to Antarctica and bring as much of its magic back to her classroom as possible. Collaborating with a professional podcast allows students to understand and practice the art of storytelling. It's the very reason I started Meet the Ocean in the first place back in 2016, to let people of all ages, but students specifically, understand the value and urgency of their planet. At this moment, Meet the Ocean's nonprofit already has more requests from teachers to create podcasts with their students than we can manage. But the solution to this minor hindrance is simply a matter of resources. Meet the Ocean is building the next generation of ocean advocates, and it happens one podcast at a time. And now, I'm going to hand it over to our special guest hosts to teach you a thing or two about this here planet. You can always find more podcasts, underwater creatures, and ways to donate on our website, meettheocean.org.
Meet the Ocean.
Hi, my name's Kyson from Orange Elementary in Waterloo, Iowa. While we are a long way from the ocean, I am curious about the Ring of Fire.
Hi, my name's Caden. What is the Ring of Fire? I've never heard of the Ring of Fire.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Pardon the interruption. Especially so soon. But our clever students included a song that we do not own the legal rights to. And as much as I admire the music of Mr. Johnny Cash, we have geology to talk about. Cue the volcanoes.
There are 452 volcanoes in the Ring of Fire. It is in the Pacific Ocean. Did you know that the Ring of Fire has more than 75% of the world's active volcanoes?
No, one time I think I saw a map of it and most of it is water.
That's right. The Ring of Fire is a group of underwater volcanoes that is in the Pacific between Australia, North America, South America, and Asia.
So most of the volcanoes are underwater, but some are on islands?
Yeah, I think so.
Do animals live there?
Yes, the moon jellyfish, spider crab, and octopus den.
Wow, what caused there to be so many volcanoes there?
The abundance of volcanoes and earthquakes along the Ring of Fire is caused by the amount of movement of tectonic plates in the area.
Wow, where'd you learn that?
In a book I read.
Oh, cool.
Along much of the Ring of Fire, plates overlap at convergent boundaries called subduction zones. As rock is subducted or drawn under another plate, it melts and becomes magma.
Oh wow, I didn't know that, but I do know about the Mariana Trench.
The Mariana Trench is in the Ring of Fire.
What would happen if all the volcanoes erupted at the same time?
There would be an enormous amount of ash in the atmosphere. This would block much of the sunlight from reaching the earth and the plants would die, including the crops that feed us and the animals.
That's a big deal because here in Iowa, we are leaders in growing crops.
Even if the crops could somehow survive without the sun, they'd be wiped out by acidic rains that follow. Because volcanic ash is actually tiny rock particles, the rain would be very heavy.
Yes, follow me, everyone. Watch your step. There's some hot, molten lava over there. The Ring of Fire is serious business. It has created some of the most dynamic and far-reaching geological landscapes on our planet, and continues to be active today because, technically speaking, the Pacific Ocean is shrinking. It's getting smaller. But don't worry, it's happening very slowly. Some scientists say about the same rate at which your fingernails grow. And I don't know if that's useful information or just kind of gross, maybe both. But at least we know geology is a game of patience. Thanks to our co-hosts for the information. Now to switch gears, because we have some other co-hosts from Mrs. Snyder's class that wish to take us to a different part of the world.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to stand in the salty depths of the Gulf of Mexico? Has the undertow swept you off your feet? Did you feel the soft sand peek in through your toes? If you have, this podcast is right for you.
Hi, my name is Emery. I'm a 5th grade student at Orange Elementary in Waterloo, Iowa.
Hey there, I'm Kara. I'm also a 5th grader at Orange Elementary in Waterloo, Iowa.
Hey, I'm Eli. I'm also a 5th grader. What school do you think I'm from?
Are you ready for an adventure?
Sure am.
Me too.
I think I should start with the pros of the water and the beauty of it. Here are the pros. It makes you happy. The water is cold and refreshing. If you look closely into the water, you can just see the wildlife so clearly. Some of the wildlife you can see are dolphins, sometimes sharks, and fish. Hey Eli, want to talk about the cons of the Gulf of Mexico?
There's garbage along the beach and sometimes in the ocean. This is bad and can harm the animals that live there. Also, people go and they don't leave it how they came and harm the animals that live on the beach, such as crabs and birds.
Like Eli said, garbage is along the shore and floating far off in the water. This is affecting all the wildlife that lives in the water. And in the book, Shark Encyclopedia by marine scientists, they say they're blind. So if they feel something that's edible, they eat it. They do this because it feels and smells like prey. Not just water animals are being affected by this. Crabs and seagulls, like Eli mentioned. Seagulls love to eat. They'll eat anything they find, so when there's plastic on the shore, they fly down and eat it. Crabs are also a shore animal that is affected by shore plastic. They dig all around in the sand and eat sand animals, so they eat little plastic and little pieces of wax. This isn't just happening in the Gulf, it's happening all around the world. Bet you didn't even know this.
We should talk about our favorite things we saw. So I went to Alabama for vacation last year and had the time of my life. One of my favorite moments was when we went to the beach. I first saw the water, and then I asked my parents if I could go in. And they said yes, of course. So I ran in. It was freezing. After I opened my eyes once, I never did it again. It would burn your eyes as bad as touching a jalapeno and then rubbing your eyes. I ran up to my parents, and they didn't have any towels. I was upset. I got back in the cold water. Every day we built sandcastles. One day we dug a huge hole. We put my twin brothers in the hole. Every day at the beach, I picked up 3 pieces of trash. So did my family members. To keep the air safe, because we just learned about how we are harming the oceans with plastic. The next day when I was on the beach, my parents told me we were going on a bottlenose dolphin cruise. So that night, we got on a boat and we were off. I was the happiest I've ever been. I love dolphins. I think I love them so much because they are very beautiful and they live by hunting animals and don't get fed by people. I saw my very first bottlenose dolphin and squealed with excitement.
Tell me more about this dolphin.
How did you feel? Did you feel speechless?
I was so speechless I didn't talk for 5 minutes straight. Wait, hold on. I have one last cool thing I did. I got to hold a mama crab. I love my trip to the Gulf.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. I went quite a while ago. I was 5 years old. My family was on vacation in Texas. We got to the beach and I immediately fell in love. Where we live, we don't have any water bigger than a lake. So I was amazed. I threw off my sandals and ran to the water. I kept running until I was in the icy cold water. I was freezing, so I ran back to my coat. My tell-all felt like when you sit right by the fireplace and you were drinking that warm chocolatey cocoa. I wasn't expecting it to be so cold. I guess I was just so caught up in my amazement. I eventually went back in. I went underwater a few times, but I couldn't see anything because if I opened my eyes, still water burned them. Have you ever had this happen where you got soap in your eyes? It burns, doesn't it? Well, that is exactly what it felt like if you tried to open your eyes underwater. One of the saddest things that happened while I was there was that I saw some pollution on the shoreline. My trip to the Gulf was a good experience, though.
I was in Florida with my family on vacation. What I saw was something that I will never forget. I saw many fish, shells, and crabs were on the sand and the water. We got lots of shells. When I was playing catch with my football with my cousin out in the water, I would feel little fish and minnows swimming around my feet. It was very shallow water and very clear, so you could see the bottom and all of the things that sit there. We also played sand volleyball with other people that were on the beach.
I've never played. Is it fun? Do you like it?
Yes, playing sand volleyball is a lot of fun, and yes, I like it. It was a very fun thing to do when we were bored. I had a very fun time making sandcastles with my family. I made tons of sandcastles and had lots of fun doing so. We had many sandcastle competitions to see who would make the best sandcastle, and I won because mine was the biggest and the coolest.
Great experience you had, Eli. Thanks for sharing.
I think you did a great job, but did you really win all the sandcastle competitions?
Maybe.
Do you know what time it is?
It's fact time.
Whoa. Solid effort from our co-hosts, but if it is in fact fact time, I'm going to have to call in Meet the Ocean's audio gurus, Andy and Kelsey, to give fact time just a little more gusto.
Fact time.
Did you know that 8 million metric tons of plastic float around in the waters all day, every day?
Wow, that can't be true.
Now you better believe us when we say save the oceans.
Let's talk animals. Did you know that there are 8 species of dolphins in the Gulf? The 8 dolphin species are bottlenose dolphin, Clement dolphin, Atlantic spotted dolphin, Fraser's dolphin, pan-tropical spotted dolphin, Rizzo's dolphin, rough-toothed dolphin, spinner dolphin.
Do you know the Gulf of Mexico is filled with approximately 660 quadrillion gallons of water? That is like 6 quadrillion bathtubs filled with water. That's a lot of water.
I know I learned something today.
Me too.
Has anyone seen my calculator? Hitting some buttons here. I'm trying to process what a quadrillion is, and then to cross-reference that with bathtubs. Yes, this is clearly science communication at its finest, and clearly deserves some support. Meet the Ocean is a listener-supported podcast and 501c3 nonprofit. You can always find more podcasts, underwater creatures, and ways to donate on our website, meettheocean.org. Until next time, may the salt water be with you.